It's more than just your output, more than a bike. When you hear your shout out, you know it's all right. Put on your magic pants and let's go. We're cruising into the power zone. Clip in, set yourself free. Come on and take a ride with me. Know what you need to know and what's it all about. Everything you need, it's on the Clip Out.
Welcome to the Clip Out Podcast, episode 442. This is Crystal O'Keefe.
And this is Tom O'Keefe.
Hi.
Hi. Now you got me thinking about cookies. You were showing me you're gonna make cookies on Saturday. I was gonna say we're gonna make cookies, but I think we all know
you're gonna sit around and make dick jokes in the living room.
I'm going to
with
eat
the boys.
I'm going to eat cookies on Saturday. I don't know that I'll be with the boys because normally there's probably like some sort of sporting event on or something.
Yeah, that's true.
And I'll just be like, oh.
Yeah.
I'm like, I got a screener link for Wicked. Anybody want to watch Wicked? That's how it normally goes when I hang out with the boys.
Well, I know your niece will say yes, and she always gets her way. So there you go.
Ooh. And then all the boys hate me because I got football kicked off TV.
Although she does like her football and her hockey. So yeah, you may not win. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a jump ball.
It is.
Do you jump in football?
I mean, when you're jumping over another person, you knock down.
Okay. Sure.
Jumping into the end zone. We're so not sportsy.
No, not at all. Not at all. So, what, pray tell, do you have in store for people this week?
Well, this week we've got a very, very busy episode. Peloton has been rolling out new class types, and one of them is called Sculpt Flow. So we're going to talk about that. We're also going to be talking about legend hunting. Peloton legend hunting. It's a thing. And it might be
getting a little crazy.
It might be getting a little out of hand. And also, this is big news. OG bike owners might finally see an upgrade path. Not to mention, there is cord drama that is brewing for Tread users. We're going to dig into the latest twist with Peloton ads showing up in ChatGPT, a new departure from Peloton's corporate wellness team, a new white paper that claims to reveal the future of fitness. We're going to say goodbye to the original mPaceline app. We've also got some highlights from the Clip Out Holiday Gift Guide. And oh my God, pre-made superhero muffins. I know, but it's a big thing. I'm telling you.
It sounds silly to me, but I know you guys really care about the superhero muffins.
They're so good. Also, lots of instructor news, Voice Germany update for Cliff. We've got Cody Rigsby featured on The Blast, Jess King sharing holiday fitness tips, Emma Lovewell on TV in San Diego, Selena finally hit 34 weeks.
Ooh, that's good.
Yes. And Cheyenne Jackson showed up in Maddie Majacomo's class. iFit reality television. What the heck is happening?
Yeah.
Tonal unveiled its annual State of Strength report. Of course, we've also got your TCO Top 5, what's happening this week at Peloton, the classes we're excited for on the radar, and a fan favorite is returning. Crush Your Core is back.
Okay, well, before we get to all that, shameless plugs, don't forget we're available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeart, TuneIn. While you're there, be sure and follow us so you never miss an episode. Maybe leave us a review. Also, don't forget our Patreon, patreon.com/theclipout. Makes a wonderful holiday gift.
It sure does.
For the Peloton enthusiast in your life.
You used to not be able to give gift subscriptions on Patreon, but you can now.
Oh, that's awesome.
So that is really cool.
Yeah. Also, don't forget, if you're on the fence, you can try it free for 7 days.
Yes.
So there's that.
We have somebody new doing that today.
Yeah.
I just saw somebody pop in.
Oh.
And we had several new members last week. So.
Yeah. So hello.
Hello.
And it's only $5 a month. It gets you ad-free episodes. It gets you bonus episodes. And it gets you early episodes and our undying love and affection.
It's true.
Well, but if you cancel, it dies. But no. We appreciate the support.
We do.
Even if it's only for a few months.
That's right.
Over on the Patreon this week, it's a jam-packed one.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to be talking about how Johanna continues to create buzz for good or ill. We shall.
We've got some tea to spill. We've got some receipts too.
She's a sassy one.
Woo.
And we'll also be taking a look at the new instructors in general. Just what's going on with their credentials and their bona fides.
There's some questions.
We've got some questions. We'll talk about that over on the Patreon. We're also going to talk about how your Apple Watch can get you in trouble, especially if you're doing things that could get you in trouble. A new and exciting way to expose infidelity, courtesy of the ghost of Steve Jobs. And also fitness streaks. Maybe they're not as important as you think, and why you should think about breaking them. So that's all waiting for you and more over on the bonus this week. So it's a good week to jump in. Also, don't forget you can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/theclipout. While you're there, like the page, join the group, check out the YouTube, youtube.com/theclipout. And then, of course, don't forget you can sign up for our newsletter, get weekly reminders that we exist, and links to most of the things that we're discussing if you want to follow up and do your own research, as Joe Rogan recommends.
I always recommend that anyway.
Yeah. So this has all sorts of tips on how to do your own double-blind studies because you're a scientist. So there's all that. Let's dig in, shall we?
We shall. Tim Shaughnessy, looking at you.
Peloton in the news.
Peloton has debuted a new class type, kind of, sort of, but not really.
Well, it's interesting. It's called Sculpt Flow. Okay. Now, the interesting part is that this, as far as we can tell, is the same as yoga conditioning, which Peloton has been doing. But Greta says that Peloton discovered her in her type of yoga and that she's been working on getting it all set up for the last 6 months. Now, in fairness, I don't know if she just means that, like, getting everybody on board with, like, you have to learn certain language, the Peloton language. You have to learn when you become a new instructor, there's always 6 months of training. So this could just be, when she says 6 months to set up, it could just be that training that goes along with that. You have to learn how to talk to the camera, the red light, the people who are in the class. You have to be able to do shout outs. You have to be able to keep everybody engaged, but also listen in your ear to what's going on in the control room. It's a lot. There's a lot of things going on.
It's a lot.
So all that is being, trained over those 6 months. And I'm not clear if she is saying that, like, it took 6 months to set up this type of yoga.
Right.
In which case I am confused because it was called yoga conditioning. And now people that have taken it, I have not taken it yet, but the people who have, the only comment that showed me that it was any different is that it's cued very much to the music beat, number one.
Okay.
And number two, it does appear to be slightly faster rhythm and more sets of it, not just like kind of switching things up more quickly, but doing more sets of the moves. I don't know if that is accurate or not. Like I said, I haven't taken it. I know I will tell you yoga conditioning was great. I loved it. And it really wore me out. And it made me surprisingly sore the day before the marathon when I did it in New York. But they changed everything. So there used to be a filter that was like yoga conditioning, and now it says Sculpt Flow.
Gotcha.
So everything has been rebranded, and that is all courtesy of, due to, thankful for our new instructors. I'm a little perplexed by the whole thing. I'm not going to lie. And I don't mean it as a bad thing.
Right.
I just would like to, I'd love some insight from Peloton as how we got from point A to point B. What exactly are the differences? And that's part of what we're going to talk about in the bonus when it comes to the certifications, because I have some questions. So
It's 1/4 of a pound. You mean a quarter pounder? No. No. That's totally different. This is 1/4 of a pound.
Exactly.
I don't understand what you don't understand. It's 1/4 of a pound. My goodness.
My goodness, indeed.
Okay, let's talk about Legend Hunters.
Okay.
This is not Zelda adjacent.
No.
It sounds like it would be like a new game on the Switch.
To be honest, I made it up. It's
so when you hear other people saying it.
It started here.
It started here.
I mean, it won't be the first time.
No. We just like to get on the record. TM, the clip out.
Okay, but legend hunting. So we're going to talk about Robin's legend ride at the end of this conversation.
Okay, I'll wait here.
But here's the thing. If legend status is important to you, especially for people who have been around for a while, there is a lot of conversation about it. And some people are very mean. Ian Wichman, who is an OG.
Okay.
Posted on the OPP that he was really bummed that he is not considered a legend and that he wishes he had been invited to the legend ride. And the reason that that's a big deal is this dude has been around forever.
He's maybe even a Kickstarter purchaser.
I mean, I don't
right?
know if he's Kickstarter, but he is within that first year, I'm pretty sure.
Right.
And people, instead of empathizing, people were like, work harder. But that's not the way that this is designed. The way that this is designed, and let's be clear, it's a marketing ploy. That's all this is. I feel frustrated at this, and I feel personally responsible for this. So let me back up for a second. Back when Ben worked at Peloton, we had a whole conversation about how can Peloton reward the people who have been long-term members, because I was very vocal about they felt screwed over and used and not appreciated by Peloton.
Thrown to the side.
Thrown to the side. So we had a conversation about that, and I don't know how that evolved into this because Ben's been gone for over a year.
Or maybe it didn't.
It may have had nothing to do with it, but
be a quinky dink.
But the loyalty program is when you hear loyalty, you think people who have been around the longest.
Yeah.
Right. But the way this is designed is actually to credit the people who take the widest variety of classes and the shortest number, the shortest duration. So if you take and stack a bunch of 5-minute classes, you are going to get to legend status faster than if you take one 45-minute ride every day.
I get that they're in a tough spot here.
Sure.
They want to reward frequent users. They want to reward longtime users. And you would think in most instances, if you've been a member for a long time, that you would probably have accumulated enough to trigger.
But the big part that you get is milestones,
Right.
and the milestones are across the different disciplines. So if all you've done is ride the bike,
Right.
you have very few points.
Yeah.
And that is where the OG members feel a little hurt.
Sure, because I get that Peloton doesn't want to just say, well, you've had a bike for 10 years, so here you go, because they might have stopped riding that bike 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Those people are out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so, you don't want to, give somebody legend status that hasn't touched the bike in 2 years or any piece of equipment or the app in 2 years. And so...
That's fair.
So, you want to create a model that rewards usage, but you also have to be careful you don't want to create a model that rewards people using the bike. I'm sorry, I keep saying bike, using the equipment, the app, the service, their membership in a way that's unhealthy, right? Now you've incentivized them to exercise for 9 hours a day.
Okay, so enter legend hunting. That's a great segue.
Yeah. Because
there's a woman who posted on, I think it was the official moms group, and she talked about how she has 15, this is a great example. She has 15,000 points accumulated this year. I'm sorry, 15,000 minutes on Peloton this year. Her husband has
7 minutes?
7,000 minutes.
Oh, okay. I was like, 7 minutes?
Yes, 7 minutes.
He's almost as good as I am.
But the thing is he is a legend and she's not. And not only is she not, she's 22,000 points from becoming a legend. So nowhere close to it.
So she's using her membership over twice as much.
And getting not even close to the stats. So that is where the frustration comes in.
Sure.
And I know people listening understand this, but I feel the need to explain it on this level because the people in the OPP and elsewhere, it's the whole world is so polarized that you say a thing and everybody just has to be a dick just to be a dick.
Right.
And it's frustrating. So this lady, she decided to put all of her information into ChatGPT and say, now give me...
You don't have to do that. It already has it all. You just put in your membership number and it just spits out all your data.
Not quite. But yeah, that is what some people think. And she said, give me a plan to get to legend as quickly as possible.
And it's like, Quit your job. Stop being so goddamn lazy.
Well, what it is kind of unrealistic. Like, first of all, it has her working out 7 days a week. Okay, that's not recommended.
Yeah.
Now, meditation, yeah, absolutely. You know, like take a meditation, do a yoga, do some restorative yoga, especially on that, like take a day off and do some of those things. That's a great time to do it. But what it has her doing is stacking, and some of the stuff doesn't even exist. Like take a 10-minute boot camp. Well, really, show me where that exists.
Yeah.
Like, what is that? A 5-minute run and a 5-minute lift? Like, I don't even know what that is. But that's the point, right? Like
10-minute boot camp. That gets you a dishonorable discharge. That's what that gets you.
And then you stack that with a 5-minute ride, and you stack that with a, it's like. It's frustrating, is what it is, And then for all the people, there are lots of people who take a wide variety of classes and earned their legend status appropriately. Like I in no way mean that they didn't.
Yeah.
There are just some people that have just taken short classes and stacked them the entire time. And they are going to be...
They're inadvertently benefiting from that.
And that's where
metric.
The people who have been around for a long time feel frustrated.
Yeah.
But having said all of that...
Let me ask you something real quick before you transition.
Okay.
Can you lose your legend status?
No.
Like if you all of a sudden stop working out so much?
The only way that you can lose any status is if you cancel your membership.
Okay.
If you pause it, doesn't go away. If you cancel it, it goes away. Everything's gone.
Or if they find out you've used an echelon.
Well, no, because it counts on the app. It counts on the app, right?
It doesn't.
It does. Stop.
It knows, and it just sits there. Your legend odometer just sits there and spins. Yeah, it starts going backwards. That's what they should do. Like if they think you're working out too much, they just start knocking off a point.
Well, I mean, there are people who do work out too much, that like at an unhealthy degree, and it's a problem.
Yeah.
And like I don't think Peloton is in any way trying to encourage that. I don't think that's their goal.
I think they're making an active decision to not encourage that, to reward people without encouraging overuse, and that it's creating this situation, which then the unintended consequence of that
is somebody goes off and creates their own plan and does overuse.
Is like, how can I hack the system so I can get this status?
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. And it is frustrating. It is. Like, it is. I mean, at the same time, like, what we're talking, a discount and then, like a few things. Like, you're not really missing out on much.
But if you're super involved in the community...
Yeah.
You want that emblem.
You do.
You
do. It feels weird to not have it. It feels weird to be... I mean, I am one of those people. Like, I'm not, like, upset about it. I don't want to make it sound like I am.
But it's a little irksome.
It is. It kind of feels like there's a party that you weren't invited to.
Yeah.
And it's like, but I created part of the party that's going, so I feel very left out. Like I feel like I should have an honorable mention, and I think that's where all the OGs are coming from.
Yeah,
they created the community.
Right.
Like people in the OPP are like, yeah, you're the one, but like they are the ones.
Yeah.
Like this company would not exist if it were not for those people.
And to be clear, you're not an OG.
I am not an OG.
Yeah, like you,
you
are definitely an early adopter, but you're not. You don't.
No.
You're not saying OG and like, oh, by the way, I happen to be one, so therefore it's like, no. Like
it's those that came before.
Yeah.
The ones that were 2013 and 2012 Kickstarters, even 2014, like, and they sold so many goddamn bikes. They sold so many bikes, like hundreds of bikes that you cannot even wrap your head around. If you're a person who's in it now, you can't wrap your head around
it. It used to be if you sold a bike, you got like 3 months.
You got months, yeah.
And there were people out there that were like, they just started paying for their memberships like
last year,
like 8 months ago,
because
they had racked up that much. That's how many bikes they
sold.
That's
a lot. I mean, that's so much. And that yes, that doesn't include me. That's so far beyond me. And those are the people that inspired me. That's what inspired this podcast, was wanting to get to know those people and understand what drove them and their thinking. So that is what inspired this podcast. I am like you said, an early adopter. I am not an OG. Now, for people who started in 2020 and after, I probably seem like an OG.
Yeah.
But no. There are people that have been around so much longer.
I also think there are a lot of people that define OG there's not an official definition.
Of course.
Right?
Of course. We're
Other
making it
than
all
the
up.
one that Clip Out Crystal has deemed. But I think for a lot of people that came along pandemic or post-pandemic, like, they probably do consider you an OG. Like, to them, that dividing point is very different. And they're like, you got your bike in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, to them, that sounds like a million years ago,
And in some ways, it is.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So then we get to Robin's Legend Ride. Now, this is the first time we've seen a perk. Peloton announced that this would be a thing when they announced Club Peloton. This was not new information.
Yeah.
Though people think it is. And they said, hey, we're gonna do this. And Peloton put forth a ride that was only visible to those who were legends, and they put it on the calendar, and it was for this past Tuesday. The big question was, like, what happens after that? Like, only legends were invited. Only legends could see it on their calendar. They ended up getting, after we reported on it, people did get an invite to it. Like, they got a email.
Right.
By the way, some very sad people thought that they were being invited to a live class.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah. That just, like, broke my heart for
Yeah.
them. Like
thinking you're getting this cool thing.
Yeah.
And then not. Yeah.
And then so then they have this class. So then the big question was, like, is there going to be anything special during the class? And then is it going to show up on demand? It was never a question. Of course they're going to put it on demand. The whole
Right.
point was that you get it first. It says
Yeah.
early access. It doesn't say you never get access.
Yeah.
Then there were all these people that were upset that it was at noon on a Tuesday. They work, bitch. Why are you making this during? But, like, really, when could you make it that somebody isn't going to be?
That everyone would be like, perfect.
Yeah.
We all share this moment in time
Yeah.
off work.
And then there are people that are like, this was all Robin's idea. She just likes to be special. And I'm just like, why? Why does everybody hate?
Did they actually type out?
No, I totally heard it. Like,
Oh, okay.
I heard it in my voice,
I was
or
just
in that
curious.
voice when I was reading it in my head.
I always just want to know how you spell it.
Oh, it's RRHHRR.
Okay.
Period. And then, like, keep repeating that word over
Okay.
and over. So, they were upset because they felt like, Peloton should make this available to everybody. And why is it Robin? And Robin she just loves to be exclusive. So she must have been the one that created this. People, I really doubt that any instructor is that involved in the marketing decisions of Peloton.
Yeah, that seems fair.
And furthermore, it was always planned. So there are going to be multiple classes, assuming this is popular. This is clearly a test.
Yeah.
They did it during a weekday to kind of figure out, like, what is that going to look like? How busy is it going to be? How much do we have to worry about here?
I think they were deliberately throttling because they wanted to get a handle before they really kicked it.
I
full
totally
live.
agree. It's a
Yeah.
test. It's a test.
Yeah.
Now, there are those that said, well, then why didn't Robin say that during the class? And that's a fair point. Like,
Yeah.
that is a super fair point. I think because they couldn't promise it because they don't know the results of it till after they go back and look at everything and
Yeah.
make sure that it's what they want to do. They're going to take a look at all this opinions that everybody keeps posting. They're going to look at the data. They're going to look at how many people showed up live. 4,500 people were counted in. 2,500 showed up on the ride. I mean, that's a pretty big disparity. There always is a disparity,
Yeah.
though. But compare that to all of the new yoga instructors at 8 a.m. Everybody knew it was going to happen. There were no more than 1,000 people on for that. Now, that's yoga. It's just not nearly as popular as the
Right.
bike, but that's a pretty big difference. So during the ride, the only thing that happened that was, like, different, well, I guess two things. One, Robin announced some stats for legends and how awesome they were, and things like, they've ridden 2 million, just the legends have ridden 2 million minutes this year, whatever it was,
Yeah.
and then they also did more shout outs than they typically do. So Robin is notoriously stingy with shout outs, like, notoriously.
Yeah.
And she did approximately 10 shout outs throughout this class, which for her is a lot.
Gotcha.
And everyone on it was obviously a legend. So everyone on it was a person who has been around for a long time, and everyone felt like they should get a shout out. So I don't, yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I have a lot of mixed feelings about this. I get the impulse to make fun of it. I get the impulse to, like, say that people are silly for feeling left out. I also get
The impulse for feeling left out.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, listen, I have spent countless hours on this company, this community, I can't even add them up how many hours I alone have spent on it. And that is just me. Now you add all the other people to it who have spent hours and hours and hours in the studio and talking, and like they made these instructors stars. They just did.
Yeah.
They did. And it's understandable people feel left out. It's understandable.
Yeah.
I am really curious to see where Peloton lands on this going forward, though, because it is very opposite of together we go far when you are purposely excluding groups of people.
I mean, it's difficult to craft loyalty programs that don't end up getting gamed
In some way.
or making people who are avid users somehow just fall between the cracks and feel left out. That's a difficult needle to thread.
It is. It is a difficult needle to thread. I guess to me, though, it's obvious you take care of those who've been around the longest.
Yeah, but how do you define that? Especially like like we said before, you probably have some people that have been around a long time but aren't necessarily using the product all that much anymore.
Well, I would also counter that's one way to get them back is to make them feel appreciated and special instead of tossed to the side like a piece of trash.
Yeah. So, speaking of OG or OG bikes, are they about to become upgradable?
All right. I don't know, but I will tell you this.
Thanks for bringing that up.
Well, it's an interesting thing. So Howard Rubin, a.k.a. the Peloton Whisperer, I think I'm saying this correctly. He used to work at Peloton a long time ago. And so he has a lot of deep understanding of how equipment works. And he is often the one telling people, no, you don't need to get a new screen. Here's what you need to do.
Gotcha.
Kind of thing. Instead of Peloton's terrible customer service. So here's the thing. He reported this week that somebody got a delivery of a new bike or new piece of equipment, cross-training, and in it, there was a pamphlet that had directions on how to upgrade your existing Peloton bike with only the new Bike Plus or whatever monitor, the new cross-training monitor.
Okay.
And it has very simple directions in it. It is not available for sale. And people have wondered, will it become for sale? Like, will that be a thing? Peloton has said, no, not now. But they haven't said, no, we'll never do it.
Right.
But the screens are such vastly different sizes. Most people have just come to the conclusion that you can't. Because, like, how would you put that on a Tread Plus like I have, you know? So then the next piece of it was Howard took a old bike and hooked it up to a new monitor via like a USB-C cord.
Okay.
And it worked just fine. And so he thought that was super interesting. So it does appear that it is possible that it is possible, yes. Is it going to be sold? It's still a question mark. But this certainly makes people think, including myself, that we are headed down that path. And I find it really interesting. This is the kind of thing that I get yelled at by Peloton by putting out there. And I'm just like, you people sent it.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not happy with how you keep things under wraps, keep things under wraps better. Or, I don't know, tell me it's coming and have me sign an NDA. We've done that, guys.
Yeah.
So like, that's on you, man. But at the same time, if it is happening, how pissed are people going to be when they just bought a new piece of equipment, being told they couldn't do this, and it turns out they could have.
They could have.
So
for a third the price.
Yeah, it's going to be a whole thing when that day comes. So
goodness. Mm-hmm. So we have a quick update on Peloton ads popping up within the ChatGPT universe.
Well, so their data lead said it wasn't an ad. They said there were no payments, there were no sponsorships. It was just an app discovery experiment that fired at the wrong time. And Sam Altman pulled a full code red internally, pausing all ad tests, pausing shopping features, pausing their new Pulse Assistant, and forcing the entire company to focus on core ChatGPT quality. Interesting.
So in other words, they're testing it, but you weren't supposed to know yet.
Yeah, kind of like that thing we just talked about with the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's exactly what it is. Like,
Yeah.
you guys can call it whatever you want, but it was an ad.
Yeah, and AI is hemorrhaging money, and they've got to find a way to monetize it.
They do.
And if you think that way isn't advertising,
it's so interesting. The company I work for is like, this year they have been so like, we have to come up with like new content that is specific to AI. So we did that. And then now they're like, instead of doing more, they're like, let's just see what happens next year. Let's not do anything, because people are now like, they went from being so gung-ho to let's just see.
it's a bubble.
It is.
Yeah.
It is a bubble. There's no way it's not a bubble.
Look, there's never been a new technology
That isn't a bubble.
That isn't a bubble. That doesn't say that it doesn't end up bouncing back and cementing its place in the commerce world for a good period of time. But whenever you have an exciting new technology, there's a period where it bubble-fies.
It definitely does. It definitely does. And this has had so much amplification around it.
Yeah.
Of course it's going to happen. So I don't know. We just thought it was interesting.
Yeah.
Given that, like, we were like an ad for Peloton. Huh.
You don't say.
Yeah. Very interesting. Very interesting.
It's going to be very insidious, though, as it works its way into AI, because I don't think those ads, at least initially, are going to be very easily identifiable as ads.
Oh, I'm sure that's true.
know,
I'm sure that's true.
It's funny. You remember when you're a kid watching Saturday morning cartoons?
No, they never did that.
And then they would have those going into commercials.
Yeah.
After these messages, we'll be right back. That was mandated by law.
Not anymore.
Yeah, because they were like, we need something to show the kids that the show is stopped and the commercials have started. Especially as the shows started to look more like commercials, G.I. Joe, and the commercials started to look more like shows. It got very blurry, and like you're seeing the same thing except with your parents.
Yeah.
And in AI, that's what's going to be coming. You think they don't understand when the news is full of shit? wait till they're on the old AI.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
It's a crazy world.
Peloton's senior manager of corporate wellness projects has stepped down. Is there a correlation between how long your job title is and what you get paid?
I don't know. It's a good question.
And then is it good or bad?
I don't
Like the longer it is, if you have a couple extra words in there, that's their way of like paying you less? It made you sound more important. We threw in like 3 more words.
I don't think that's quite what's going on, but I do say I feel like I know that he said he's decided to close this chapter, but I can't help but wonder if he was let go. And I don't mean like because he didn't do a good job.
Right.
I just mean because Peloton has done so many cost cutting and they're doing it so like under the, like keep it on the DL.
Right.
It just makes me wonder.
Yeah, that's fair.
And also it says emerging business partnerships at Peloton. And we talked about last week about a person in the partnerships division that was let go, and they were doing the marketing for those partnerships. And again, I will say, if that is the case, what on earth do you have to do at that company to succeed?
And I mean, I can't imagine they've stopped doing corporate wellness projects.
No
I can't
way.
imagine they've stopped doing partnerships. I wonder if internally there's some consolidation of job duties that this is
I'm sure.
indicative of.
I'm sure it is. I mean, when you got to cut costs, that's the way that it works. It's just, I don't know. To me, I find it fascinating and interesting because it's just done very quietly. And it's like, there was a period of time where they would be like, we did a layoff. And now it's just happening and they're not saying anything.
Right.
But I think it's still happening.
Yeah.
And that's my larger point.
Yeah, for sure. So Peloton has a white paper out there where they're talking about what they see as the future of fitness.
Well, this is Athletech. This is not Peloton.
Okay.
Let's be clear.
Oh, I thought it was Peloton's white paper.
No, it's Athletech News.
Oh, I thought Athletech was reporting on a Peloton white paper.
No. And Athletech, they think they know everything about all.
Gotcha.
And they get some really good info. So I'm not even I'm not being rude about it or anything. But no, that's not what this is. Oh, it does say Peloton author. My bad. Okay. In my defense, it said it said it's something different, and I can't find that sentence now, but it said Athletech does this. But you are correct. My bad, Tom. My bad.
Now, will this be edited out of the final show?
No, I will leave it. I will leave it for you. I will leave it for you. And so this is about Peloton, and specifically it's about their University of Texas partnership, if you will. So they're talking about how it's changing spaces that they occupy and raising consumer expectations, and that, like a little tiny gym in the basement isn't going to cut it.
Is no longer good enough, that it's changing how commercial spaces and residential living areas are being designed, that, like hotels, apartment complexes, you can't just throw a treadmill in the basement and call it a gym. Like, you actually have to have real infrastructure. And it says that according to the white paper, 71% of residents of apartment complexes are more likely to choose a building with a well-equipped gym, and that hotel guests are willing to pay up to $40 more per night for access to premium fitness experiences, which I also find interesting, that people are willing to pay $40 more a night to access a gym.
But they complain about $5 a month.
Yes.
No, I get that. Yes. I do. I also think there are people who are willing to pay $40 more a night who are the same people who think that Peloton's not real fitness. There are snobs in that area, just like there are snobs in any area. And
also there are people that are in the Peloton ecosystem that are more cost conscious, that wouldn't pay $40
for sure
a night for a hotel room extra, and also don't want to pay the $5. So it's like it's not like it's all the same people.
No, but
complaint.
It's hard when you look at this data all the time and you see the comments. It's hard not to feel like it's the same people saying both things because it's so loud.
Yeah.
But in reality, it's a big old mixture. But it also talks about how Peloton is influencing this planning going forward. Like, they are right in the middle of it, so they are trying to influence this and like really push it their way. And I think you're going to see, it doesn't specifically say that I saw here, but I think you're also going to see the pre-course side of things benefit from this, not just the Peloton side of things.
And I think long term, what they're hoping to do is they're wanting to Applefy the fitness space, right? Like, I'm not an Apple guy. You are.
Well, I'm not a guy, but...
Okay. I'm lowercase g.
Oh, okay.
But, like, the world is easier if you have Apple.
It is.
Right? Like, it's not as important anymore, but, used to be all the alarm clocks in the hotel rooms had charger ports, and you could just drop it on until Apple changed the charging port and screwed everybody up. But the whole world was just structured around, like, well, you probably got an Apple.
Yeah.
And so I think a lot of people probably end up getting iPhones because they just know it's going to be a lower drag on them throughout the course of the day.
And still to this day, it's something like 80% of our listeners are on Apple products.
Yeah.
Like, it's a very high amount. Like, very high.
And I think they're looking to do that with the fitness space. Like, well, I might as well sign up for Peloton if I'm going to get something like that, because every hotel I go to seems to have a Peloton bike or tread. Any apartment complex I look at, like anywhere there's a public fitness space, the YMCA that I go to, the LA Fitness that I go to, it's all Peloton stuff.
So I might as well just get a Peloton.
I might as well just get the Peloton.
Then I can use it anywhere. And it's like having a gym subscription across the country.
And I think that's what they're looking to do. And I think it's smart.
I agree. It's really smart.
So the original mPaceline app is no more.
Correct. We had reported a while back that Peloton had changed the restrictions on the API, and some apps were going to be able to follow those new restrictions and some were not. mPaceline had signaled they were not. They were planning to shut down completely. However, they found that they were able to recreate everything with a brand new app instead of trying to take the old app and do a complete overhaul to it, that it was going to be quicker. So now there is a new app called mPaceline Pulse. And over the weekend, people started reporting that Peloton had shut down the API. You can no longer log in. It created a bit of a kerfluffle for the mPaceline folks.
People felt kerfluffled.
They did. But I got to say, in defense of those running mPaceline, I've known these guys for a long time, and They are people, so I am not saying anyone is perfect.
Yeah.
But like, I have never gotten the vibe that anybody is trying to screw anybody over. And I
Yeah.
tell you, there are some similar products out there that I feel like they are so trying to screw you over. So I'm just saying, vibe-wise, like, I'd put my money with these guys and assume they're doing what they can
Yeah.
to fix it. But it's going to take a while for everything on the new app to have what the old app did because they're still rebuilding it.
Right.
So big milestone that it finally was shut off.
Absolutely. Obviously, the holidays are just around the corner, and if you're not sure what to get people or get yourself, you can do that, you know.
Yeah.
I know you know, because every time I think, I know what I can get Crystal, it shows up in the mail.
That's not true. That is not true. And I gave you months. You knew what I wanted. You could have bought it anytime.
But did you get it before Christmas?
You could have told me not to.
But that ruins the surprise. I like to surprise you.
All right.
We have a clip out holiday gift guide. And I can't buy anything off of it because I think we own it all already.
We don't. This is not all for me. This is by several different helper bees.
Okay.
Not just myself. Nikki put a lot on here. Lisa Warner put a lot on here. Liz Nickel put a lot on here. Angie put a lot on here. And I did put things, but it was mostly food for running. And I will say that I am now in love with the brand CRZ Yoga. They are just as good as Beyond Yoga, but a third of the price.
I like that.
Me too. So that's
I do like when your leggings are a third off.
any old way. There's a ton of stuff on here. There is stuff for your home. There is stuff for fitness. There is stuff for fueling your runs and your any workout. There's stuff for taking care of your face and your hands and also just yourself in general, including the Shark Cryo Glow LED face mask. See, that's something you could have gotten me. It's very pricey though. It's very pricey. Nikki likes to take care of herself, and I am jealous of the ability for her to take care of herself.
She's a little bougie.
She's not. She's not. She's a down-to-earth bougie.
So a little bougie.
Little bougie.
Yeah. Speaking of food that you like, as you just did,
Yeah.
like 9 items ago, we now have pre-made superhero muffins. Are they
Yeah.
on the TCO gift guide?
No, because I saw this after and I didn't go back and update it because that takes work. But the superhero muffins. So when I was running all the time, I got a cookbook that we had talked about on the podcast years ago. One of our guests told me about it. It was actually Claire Shorenstein, Eat Fast, Run Slow. And I got that cookbook and it has the superhero muffins in it. And I made them like every week. I would make those and I would eat them all week long. And they were amazing, especially for long runs. And I found out this week through Allie Feller, also a past guest. That's Allie on the Run. And who's having just a shit year.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
shit year. But we are still sending our love and support to her. But she had a whole thing about these pre-made muffins exist now. And she made them. And I was like, where are they? And then like 2 slides later, there was the link. And I was like, never mind. Sorry to bother you,
Sorry,
Allie.
I forgot how the internet worked.
Well, she posted them and then she went to something else. And I thought they were gone forever. So anyway, you can now buy these pre-made superhero muffins. And I'm so here for that.
Well, we'll take a quick break while Crystal makes a batch of superhero muffins. And when we come back, we have instructors in the news, an update on Cliff Dwenger on The Voice, Cody Rigsby, Jess King getting spotlit in some pretty big publications, and Selena Samuela and an update on her pregnancy journey. So stick around.
Instructors in the news.
Cliff Dwenger has been eliminated from The Voice Germany.
He did. He made it to the semifinals. He did not make it to the finals. We are so proud of him. And we wished him luck. And we sent
We are goddamn proud of him.
goddamn. So proud. So proud, Cliff. Really, that's a huge deal.
Yeah,
that's a
for sure.
huge deal. And we were bummed that he didn't make it all the way to the finals. But what an honor to make
Yeah.
it to the semifinals. Congratulations on making it that far. And congratulations on all the hard work.
Absolutely. TheBlast.com featured Cody Rigsby and his tea time thing.
Everything about this is weird to me. But they talked about what's going to be coming up on the next and last installment of Tea Time
until we need more new instructors.
Yeah, and he'll go back to the UK.
It's the UCK.
The UCK. I'm so sorry.
There.
So sorry.
They get antsy when you don't call it the right thing.
You're right.
So you need to issue a formal apology.
My bad.
Jess King shared holiday fitness tips with People magazine.
She did, yeah. There's a lot of stuff on here, including how to set your goals for the upcoming new year.
Cool. And not to be outdone, Emma Lovewell shared holiday fitness tips with Fox 5 in San Diego.
I'm pretty sure it's San Diego.
It's a whale's vagina.
So, yes, she did lots of holiday tips there as well.
And then congrats and a big sigh of relief for Selena Samuela, who has reached 34 weeks.
Pregnant with twins.
It's a mile. It's a key
huge
marker to achieve.
Whenever you are pregnant with twins, like every week you can go is a big deal. So 34 weeks, like you said, key milestone. And we are just sending lots of love and I hope everything goes smoothly when it's time for those babies to arrive.
For sure.
Peloton Celebrity Sightings.
Cheyenne Jackson popped up in a Maddie Magiacomo class.
I have no idea who this person is.
He's a Broadway performer.
I should have known. It was theater related.
He was in the recent Into the Woods.
I know it's one of your favorites.
I love Into the Woods.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
And he was also on Once Upon a Mattress,
Okay.
which I saw half of.
Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. For the New York City Marathon. I thought you were going to be you were so fast, so lightning fast. I thought, I thought, I have plenty of time to catch the matinee. And then at intermission, I checked your tracking and I was like, I don't think I have time.
Sorry.
So I had to leave. Had to abandon Sutton Foster.
I'm so sorry.
I hope you're happy.
I am.
So I will never know if the mattress was ever once upon.
So funny after watching that show. What is
Younger?
it? Younger? I loved Sutton Foster, and now I'm a little annoyed at her.
By the end of the show, I kind of low-key couldn't stand her.
Yes!
And it was so weird because at the beginning, I was like, well, she is just adorable.
Just adorable.
And I loved her in Music Man.
Yes.
I thought that was amazing
It
performance.
It was an amazing performance.
Because that's such an outdated role.
And she brought freshness and...
Yeah, and without changing a word of dialogue. And Cheyenne Jackson popped up in a Maddie class. I don't think anyone should be shocked that Broadway people are going to Maddie classes.
No, definitely not. Especially with his brand new podcast that he's got going on.
For sure.
Checking out the competition.
iFit, of all people, people meaning companies, but legally they're people now, is getting a reality show.
They are, and it's to choose their next instructor. And I think it's brilliant, and I think it's a real shame Peloton didn't do this.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially because, can you imagine how we all would have been, clamoring around our favorites, and, we would have gone crazy. It would have been huge. And the awareness that it would have brought and the fans it would have embedded into the Peloton community from day one for these people. Yeah, to me is a huge missed opportunity for Peloton. Congrats to iFit.
Yeah.
I'm pretty jealous as a Peloton member.
Because you got to think the original pitch was Peloton, and then they were not feeling it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I get maybe they didn't want to leave instructor selection up to a third party or a collective
let's
third
be
party.
honest, it never is. It's always executive producers. At the bottom of every single one of those things, it's always the producers made these decisions.
And even then, you get a 1-year contract. And then if the person sucks, the 1-year contract was up.
Right.
You move on. But no, it's airing on Amazon Prime, I think. So maybe that's why they said no.
Maybe
they wanted
that's fair. They wanted something bigger.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I'm probably going to watch it just because I like shows like this.
Yeah, for sure.
They're great to watch while I do other things.
Other connected fitness.
Tonal has issued their State of Strength report as they do annually.
Listen, I wish I could get into this in depth, but we are woefully over time. So I'm not going to, but I am going to say that the State of Strength has a lot of great data in it. And the coolest part is that it comes from the time you spend on your tonal. So this is, they have collected all of their users and they see how people act on the machine, and then they come out with a state of strength. And so one highlight, for example, 90% of tonal users see strength improvements in less time. So in other words, people who are consistent but only train for 20 minutes or less, they saw a 17% gain in deadlift strength and an 18% in bench press strength, as opposed to those who hit performance plateaus while doing longer workouts. That's the kind of thing you see in here. And it's like really fabulous data to help you make your plans for the next year.
So I should work out less.
Well,
That's what I'm hearing.
honestly, I don't know if you can. Like, I feel like you don't think it's worth it when you do less. So I think you have.
So you're like, you work out so little. I don't
Yeah.
think you could work out
No,
less.
not at
Tom.
all. Not at all. Not what I'm saying. But anyway, check out this report. It's really cool.
And that link will be in the email if you sign up for it at theclipout.com. So you should stop right now and do that.
Yes, you should.
And while you stop and do that, we will stop for commercials.
Okay.
Maybe. And in case there is one here, coming up next, we got the TCO Top 5 this week at Peloton. And we're also going to talk about the return of Crush Your Core. So join us, won't you?
New content.
It is time for the TCO Top 5. So many classes coming at you. What is worth your time? Where should you start? It can be so confusing and overwhelming. Well, we've boiled it down to 5 options. Any other classes would be a complete waste of your time and make you an abject failure and disappointment to your friends, family, and loved ones.
I thought you were in a hurry.
Number 1. Your favorite holiday ride.
Yes, I still don't understand why they did this on 12/1 and the rest of the Michael Bublé happens this week, but maybe it's because Leanne is now out on baby leave and hopefully having her baby any day. Larry Wellborn, however, took this ride with Leanne, and he said that Leanne really leans into Christmas, and combined with her pregnancy, she was beaming and so festive during the class and in great Christmas music, and it was just such fun.
Number 2, Greta Dopp wasting no time.
She just zoomed right in there.
Favorite yoga class.
That is the first time we've ever had an instructor begin and end up on the top 5 the first week they were here.
Look at you, Greta, making history.
Making history. Okay, so it was her 30-minute premiere, Sculpt Flow. We've already talked about Sculpt Flow. And that was on 12/6. And Greta Dopp was nominated, could not think of the word, by Kathleen Arthur. She said it was a good mix of yoga, Pilates, light weights, and light cardio. Greta had great energy and was so excited to be teaching. Congrats, Greta, for making it to the TCO Top 5 on your very first week.
Number 3, your favorite row. Or
Yes.
if you're British, row.
It was taught by Alex Kay, also on 12/6. Becky Gomez took this class in person. She said it was so fun, great playlist, and Alex was just as nice and funny in person as he appears on the screen. She was just excited to be there. Don't blame you, Becky.
Number 4, your favorite walk.
Okay, so this was a 2-for-1 taught by John Hosking, and he paired up with new Australian guest instructor Tim Robards. Sarah Lester nominated this class and said the bromance was impressive, and it felt like I was on a walk with friends. The class closed with a song called You're the Voice by John Farnham. It's a great song that you hear a lot in Australia, but you don't hear a lot in the United States.
And then number 5, your unstackable. It's a ride.
It is, and it was taught by Christian Vandeveld. It was a 45-minute Real Routes Road to Hana. Cynthia Campbell nominated this ride, and she said the ride almost took her out. She explained she wanted to barf during the final 2 minutes. She enjoyed the ride because it was challenging. We hope you did not barf, that is.
We did the road to Hana.
We did. It's beautiful. We did not bike it.
No.
No one here will be surprised by that.
No.
Good Lord, though. Imagine going up those hills.
Oh, I know. Taking a look at this week at Peloton, we have all sorts of things for people. Well, we don't, but Peloton does.
Yeah. First up, we have the mixtape yoga and ride. So it's going to be, first there's going to be a Vibe and Flow mixtape, and it's going to have, of course, that's taught by Chelsea. Jen Sherman will be the special guest. And then that same day, there's going to be a live class with Jen Sherman. We assume Chelsea will be part of it, but it doesn't actually say. So
You never know.
We don't know.
We've got more live outdoor run club.
We do. And this week is taught by Maddie. It's a 20-minute outdoor run club, and it will be 10:30 a.m. Eastern.
We have a 30-minute progressive push with Tune Day.
30 minutes of progressive push on December 14th at 2:30 p.m. Eastern.
And new benchmark strength classes.
Yep, 5, 10-minute, 20-minute benchmark classes taught by Ben Aldis, Rebecca Kennedy, Maddie Majacomo, Robin Arzon, and Katie Wong.
And finally, Emma Lovewell's Crush Your Core has returned.
It has. Now, I know we have talked about this program like 80,000 times, but I do have to say it is Crush Your Core 3. The reason this is such a big deal is Crush Your Core 1 and 2 crushed the records. First of all, Emma's Crush Your Core program was the first time classes had been taken by like 10,000 members in like the first week. Like it was insanely popular. I did not say the numbers correctly because I made them up, but you get the idea.
But it was a lot.
And then the same thing happened with Crush Your Core 2. So people are very excited. 3 is here. So take it. Tell us all about it.
Peloton birthdays.
And finally, we have one birthday this week. It belongs to Marcel Maurer on December 12th.
Well, happy birthday, Marcel.
Happy birthday. So that brings us to a close. Until next week, where can people find you?
People can find me on Facebook at facebook.com/Crystal Z. O'Keefe. They can also find me on Blue Sky, Threads, Instagram, and the Peloton leaderboard at Clip Out Crystal.
And you can find me on Blue Sky and Threads, Tom O'Keefe Jr., or Facebook at facebook.com/Tom O'Keefe. You can find the show online at facebook.com/The Clip Out. While you're there, like the page, join the group. And you know what? If you've made it this far, you should entertain the idea of a Patreon subscription.
It's going to be spicy
It's
this
going to be
week.
spicy, and there's all sorts of extra stuff over there. So if you love it this much that you made it all the way to the bitter end, come on in. The water's fine. We got more for you over at patreon.com/clipout. So anyway, that's it for this one. Thanks for tuning in. And until next time, keep pedaling
And rowing.
and running.
Bye.